Okay, for this recipe today we're going to be making a sweet apple cider butter, and for it we're going to need 6 pounds of mixed apples. You can use all grannies, but it makes it a little sweeter and a little nicer if you mix in the apples. So if you have some random apples, they'd be perfect, but make sure it's fresh fruit. We need 6 pounds of those. And we're going to need 2 cups of apple cider. You can make your own apple cider, but it's so much simpler to use this one. Use a nice brand of apple cider. We're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to also need 3 cups of granulated sugar. Whenever you're making preserves or jams or whatever, always pre-measure your sugar out so you're not standing over the pot trying to figure out what you need and what you missed. There it is, pre-measured out. Besides the sugar, we're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. There's the ground cinnamon we're going to be using. And we're going to also need a half teaspoon of ground cloves. And that's it. Oh, and some jars. You might want to use the small jars if you're going to be using it as a jelly. These are actually the pint jars. The half pint jars are nice. You can see how big these are. This is the average size for my family. See that? It's a nice sized jar. You can go in there, eat it in a couple days. You know, serve it over some hot flaky biscuits. And I'll show you the biscuits I made too. I'll pop a picture in there for you. Right there. Alright, so there's the jars we're going to use. 1 pint jars. Alright, let's get started cleaning the apples. I'll show you what to do to keep those fresh. Okay, we're back. Let's see. I want to grab a pot, put some cool water inside of it. Take you some fresh lemon juice or buy some prepared lemon juice. As you can see right there. Prepared lemon juice. You're just going to put a little bit of lemon juice in there. A few tablespoons. What that's going to do is it's going to keep your apples, as we clean them, from turning brown. Nobody likes oxidized fruit. So I'm going to set that to the side. I want to grab a potato peeler. Let's find one I like. I need a paring knife. And let's go with this one. Potato peeler. I'm going to just peel the apple like that. We'll come back and clean off all the spots and all that stuff afterwards and core it. But for the first stage, we're just going to get off the peeling. Then set it down inside the water with the lemon juice. Like that. We're not going to worry about doing all the little small spots and all that right now, or coring it. We're just going to take it like that and place it inside the water. That'll keep it clear for us. And we'll continue with our fruit. Knock out these, and I'll come back after I peeled up this 6 pounds of fruit. Alright, so stay tuned. We got these cleaned up like that. I'm going to just split them down the middle. Then cut them into quarters. Like that. Then I just core these out. Like that. And I'll put those back in the water as I go. Like that. Okay, we got the apples all cut up and cored, and the lemon juice kept them nice. I got them in some cold water right now. What we're going to do is drain off all the water off these apples, and then we're going to take the 2 cups of apple cider. We're going to go ahead and put that inside the pot, stainless steel pot only, and then we're going to put it on the fire and bring it to a slow boil. Once it's at the slow boil, we're going to then puree the contents. You can use your food processor, but I have a stick blender, so I'm going to use a stick blender. So you want to go ahead and drain off these. 2 cups of apple cider. Okay, I'm using a 1/2 inch teaspoon, and we need, so that means we're going to need 3 of these, because it's 1, 2, 3. That's a teaspoon and a half. And we're also going to need cloves. And for the cloves, we need a 1/2 teaspoon. If you don't like it, you can omit it. Gives a great flavor. Alright. Alright, got the pressure canner with some hot water in it already, about 3 inches. Got my pot here with my jars, hot water in the lids, not the flat lids but the round rings. I have those inside there. Just sitting in some warm water. It's actually hot water, but not boiling. They've already been boiled for about 30 minutes, the jars. I just threw the tops in there just to sit in there while this is coming up to a boil. Alright, what you see right here is 4 pint-sized jars of strawberry preserve jam that I just finished. These have the white stains around it from the hard water that we have here in Arizona. I even put vinegar in it, but next time I'm going to use the reverse osmosis water. But they all wipe clean once you're all done. Allow them to cool overnight, and then you can just wipe them clean. But there's 4 jars of my famous strawberry preserve. Doesn't look too appetizing right now, but it's delicious. Whenever you have anything left over, go ahead and refrigerator. As you can see, this wasn't canned. I had some left over, so I just went ahead and cooled it and put it in the refrigerator. And as you can see, it's got a good gel to it. It's got some great color, and it tastes fantastic. This is boiling away, and as you can see, it really cooked down. Apple cider, this house smells like Thanksgiving. It really smells nice. Ooh, there's one I missed. Okay, alright, got that boiling now, so go ahead and reduce that fire just a bit while I go grab the stick blender. They get nice and soft. Okay, give these just a stir. You can see the amount of juice that came out of there, even with the 2 cups. Alright, if you don't have a stick blender, you can go ahead and put these in a food processor. Just do them in batches. Don't try and do it all in one, unless you have a really big one. I'm going to go ahead and kind of emulsify some of these. Okay, we're going to go ahead and slowly add in our sugar until it dissolves and bring it back to a boil. Bet you all the little babies right now going crazy smelling this. Smell-o-vision. I've turned my fire off just so I can stir this in without it popping everywhere. There we have it. Okay, we're going to turn the fire back on medium, stirring constantly. We're going to make sure this comes back to a boil. Once this comes to a rolling boil that you can't stop rolling, stop the boil while stirring, we're going to reduce it and have it as a low boil, and we're going to stir it constantly. We're going to do that for about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. Or you could do the old spoon test, take 3 or 4 spoons, dampen them, place them on 3 or 4 wet dampened saucers, put them in the freezer for about an hour, let them get ice cold, and then you do the 1 teaspoon you put on the plate with the spoon, and if it's thick enough to go across the back of the spoon and stay, you know it's done. But being that I've done this sauce so many times, I'm confident that after 15, 20, 30 minutes, I could tell by the consistency. Right now that's too thin, so I know. When it gets nice and thick, you're going to get a little more caramelization in there from the heat from the bottom, so they get a little bit more darker and deeper in color. When I get to that consistency, we'll be back. Right now it's about 4:30, so I say this should be done by 5. Alright. Alright, I've got it on a low fire, and as you can see it's starting to boil, and I've been stirring it constantly. Keep it from sticking on the bottom. You can add a little butter on here. Taste it. It's not terribly sweet. It's sweet. I think the sugar is right on deck. Unless you drink sweet tea. And if you drink southern sweet tea, you may want to add some more sugar, but that's not a knock to sweet tea. It's just that I can't have the apple butter and the sweet tea, or I'll be taking insulin. Here's the apple butter. Get a nice brown color, like a spiced applesauce color. Make sure you catch the bottom on all those spots, and make sure you're using a stainless steel pot. Do not can anything unless you're using a nice enameled pot, and even then, enamel pots, I'm very cautious on enamel pots because they tend to chip, and if they chip, they have little metal pieces and things that break off in them, so I just prefer to use a stainless. These are inexpensive pots. This is not a high quality stainless steel pot. This is one of those sets you buy, but it works fantastic for this. You can also use it for a water bath for small runs. Oh yeah, it's smelling great. We don't have it on a high fire for a boil, but as you can see, it's boiling. So you want to let it go like that. We have about another 25 minutes to cook that down, and it's almost like I want it. Stay tuned. There you have it. You can also see that they're bubbling still in the jar. I've allowed the cooler to come down on its own with the pressure still inside. Took about an hour to bring it down, and now it's still working in the can. All the tops have sealed in. I use reverse osmosis water in it this time, so there's really virtually no staining. I think I'll use that from now on. There you have it, apple butter, my way. Enjoy. How's it, Joe?
Good. That's really good. It's really good.
Never talk with your mouth full.